Hey everyone, it's Tiana. I wanted to get on here today to show you a do-it-yourself rice heater that you can put in the microwave. Gets nice and warm. It's great for cold days, great for sore muscles, stuff like that. So I just wanted to get on and show you. I did this the other day because I had really bad cramps, and so I made one using a washcloth and just some thread, and it took a long time to stitch. So I was wanting a way that I could make some more that were easier, that it didn't take all that time stitching, because I don't have a sewing machine, so all of that was hand stitched. And so I wanted to do something that I could more or less just tie off or just stitch one side. So I decided to use socks. And after having this idea, I looked on Pinterest, and there's actually a lot of people that do rice heating this way. And I had never seen socks before. They're also, you can use little kid leggings, like the little girl, just short leggings, and tie it off on both ends. So I got really interested in it. So we went to our local Chinese store. It's called Mega Orient, and it's just a bunch of Chinese made things that they bring in. So it's pretty inexpensive, which is nice. And so we just went and bought a 3-pack of socks, just to have some different ones. I decided to make quite a few because I like essential oils in them, so depending on what I was going to be using it for, I wanted to be able to put different oils in them. So I have quite a few made right now. I've made 4 of the sock ones, and I have the 1 washcloth one. Each of them have different scents in them. There's lavender, there's one called On Guard, there's one called Breathe. So they're just different scents that do different things. The one I'm going to make right now is going to be peppermint oil. My husband is wanting to use it for school. He is in a master's program right now. And so he has a lot of long days ahead, a lot of early days and late nights. So he wanted one that he could put on to help relieve the stress and tension that he holds in his neck, but still keep him awake. And I found that peppermint oil does that pretty well. Sorry, I'm sitting on the floor today. The lighting's a little off. I took my puppy to get her shots this morning, so I wasn't here during the good lighting time, but I decided to sit on the floor and try to make it work. So I'm gonna start. They're just tube socks. There's, like I said, there were people that use them with leggings. I actually saw some people do ankle socks where they're just like knotted the end like that, so it was full and then just had a little knot in it, which you can do if you like the knotted look. For me, that's not as reliable, so how I close them is I just do yarn around them. I also do a double sock. So all of these have 2 socks in them. They have the sock holding the rice, which is closed on this end, and then a sock over that to make it so that they're more durable. So if there's kids around and they're throwing them, or if you're sleeping on them or whatnot, it's less likely to wear as much. So I already measured out my rice. I just filled up the sock already and then dumped it in. So it does take a fair amount of rice to do, but I'm gonna put in my essential oil, I'm gonna put 7 to 10 drops. I like it to be pretty fragrant. If you want just a touch of it, you can put less drops, but I just put it in different spots. So that ended up being like 11, and then you can take a spoon to mix it. If you put it in a bag, you can use that to mix it. I like the feeling of rice, so I'm just gonna mix it with my hand. Just make sure that you get the pieces with the oil in them throughout the whole thing. And because oil, hey, no eating the rice, sorry. My puppy's not used to things on her level, so she's attacking the things that I have down here. But the oil will expand to the different pieces of rice, and if you mix it, instead of just putting it in the sock and then like putting it on top, it'll make it so that you get the fragrance throughout the whole entire heating pad. So now that that's all mixed, I'm gonna take my sock, and I just have a funnel. I bought this at the same store, Mega Orient, for pretty inexpensive. I like doing cheap do-it-yourself things. I'm not one that wants to spend a lot of money. So one thing I would change is if you can get a wide mouth funnel, that works better. I wasn't able to get one, and so it does take a little bit of time, but I'm just using a mug to put it from my big bowl into my funnel. And so I'm just gonna do a few cups of that. And then I do, because I didn't get the wide mouth one, I do have to squeeze it so that rice comes out and doesn't get stuck. So this process, for me at least, takes a little while, but it's not too bad because you can do other things, watch a movie while you're doing this, be listening to a talk show, NPR, whatever. So it's something to keep your hands busy if you're wanting something to do. That actually has a lot of benefits in the long run. So I'm gonna add some more rice. Right now I've put in about half of the rice, I would say, and it's about halfway full. That's how much rice I have left. So I put in about half. At this point, I can just pour straight from the bowl, but just starting out, there's a little too much to do that without making a mess. So this is something to be careful with, is if you are working with children, it is very likely that they will get rice all over the place, so just doing it in an area that's easy cleanup. I would not suggest doing it on the carpet, but that's just my personal opinion. So this is almost done. Sorry, I keep looking over there. Our window is very reflective, and my puppy thinks she's a cat, and so she follows the sun, so she was just making funny noises and doing funny things. So I'm almost done. There's just a little bit left, and my husband he likes his pretty packed. He likes it so that it's not as movable, so that he can pretty much just like cool and leave it there. Oh, so that is one thing that you can do it to your own preference. What I do now at this point is I just take a little bit of yarn and just tie. Oh, my oil just dropped. Sorry, I'm gonna hurry and put the lid back on so I don't make a mess. But I just tie a little section around, because this is the first sock, so it will be inside another sock. It should hold pretty well, so I just do a quick little knot and then I cut it off so that it's pretty short, because it's not for decoration or anything, so you don't need it long. So I just do that, and then I like rub out the rice so that it's more even. And then if I can find the other sock, oh, there it is, sorry. So then what I do is I fold this top part over onto the other part, so it makes it a nice even end, so you don't have to worry about a weird padded thing at the top. So I do that, and then I just scrunch up a sock like I was gonna put it on my foot, and just thread it, and then put it over the top and just work it down. I push it in like this about halfway, and then I flip it so that gravity is doing most of the work for me at that point, which makes it nice. So then I just shake it down. So there you go. That's the finished thing. All I have to do is tie off the top. And I do the same thing. If you're wanting a more secure hold, you can sew it. You can, if you have a bigger needle that can fit the thread or the yarn through it, you can thread it through so it's more of a scrunched in look. There are some that did that. That was really cute. I just don't have a needle that big, so I just tie it with my hands. But yeah, that's the end of it. I'm just gonna hurry and finish tying. I do a square knot just to make it hold a little bit better, but you can do any knot if you have a more decorative one, but there you go. And then what you do is you just put it in the microwave. I cook it for about 2 minutes just because I like mine really hot, but you can do any amount of time, and it lasts for about an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer. I've had it last up to 2, but that's not super common. One thing to be careful with though is, unless you are in a very, very, very dry place, make sure that there's no liquid in your microwave. It will start cooking the rice, and the rice can go bad that way. And also, when you're heating it, make sure that you have a turntable so that it's rotating, because you can scorch the rice, and the rice can put off a pretty awful smell when it's scorched. But as long as you are checking it, making sure, you shouldn't have a problem. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.